Welcome to Primetime Analysis. I am Victor Onyango. Today marks the end of the 3-day demonstrations that were called by the opposition Azimio group. And one thing that we can take out of it is that people have the power to delegitimize the government of the day. Some may argue that the demonstrations were successful, and others may argue that it was not successful. I don't want to go into that in this analysis, but I want us to look into one of the critical aspects and activities that happened during these demonstrations. Many people wondered where Raila Odinga and the Azimio leaders were, and speculations have moved all over by people claiming different things. First of all, on Wednesday in the morning, we were met by the report that Raila Odinga's personal bodyguard, Maurice Ogeta, has been abducted. After a few hours, we were also met by the report that the spokesperson of Raila Odinga, Mr. Dennis Onyango, had been arrested from his home and his home ransacked by the policemen. He would later be released, but up to now, things are not clear where Maurice Ogeta is. But one notable thing also is that during the entire 3-day demonstrations, no Azimio leader was seen publicly. Only Edwin Sifuna made it for some few hours, and he was also away. One of the important questions that people have been asking, and especially Kenyans and those who are going for these demonstrations, is that where is Raila Odinga and the Azimio leaders? Martha Karua spoke to Kenyans through a tweet where he posted a statement talking about how Thursday demonstrations were to go. The Azimio leaders, especially the minority leader, Opiyo Wandayi, and Jubilee Secretary General, Jeremiah Kioni, we saw them at the residences of Kalonzo'S, but little is known about Raila Amolo Odinga. On Thursday evening, Raila broke his silence and he spoke to NTV on phone, stating that he is suffering from a specific serious flu that has put him down, and therefore he has restrained from public engagement, and therefore he has restricted his movement. People have been speculating whether that is true, but looking at the voice that he spoke with to NTV, you'd clearly say that Raila Odinga is unwell. I want us to look at the truth behind this claim that Raila Odinga is sick. Prior to Raila Odinga coming out, Dennis Itumbi and his propaganda machine spoke all over, and they sent claims online. Mara Raila Odinga is in Dubai, Mara Raila Odinga ako coast, Mara Raila Odinga has gone into hiding. Different claims came out, and people wondered, is Raila Odinga really well? Has he been captured? But looking at the plans that the government had, it is evident that they were targeting Raila Amolo Odinga. But if it was not him, it was a warning that the government was sending to him. That is why they went, abducted his bodyguard, one of his closest person, who knows his itinerary and everything that he does, spokesperson, another person who is close to him on a daily basis. So this was a warning straight to Raila Odinga. If you understand Raila Odinga, you will know that he is among few leaders in this country who has always been very honest about his condition. when he got food poisoning in the wake of 2017 elections in Mombasa, Raila Odinga plainly stated that he was sick, and even some images were shared online. When he got COVID, he also openly stated that he was suffering from COVID. Right now, we've seen the claim. He has also talked openly and called the media and told them that I am okay. It's just that there is a strong, strange flu that has put me down, and therefore I cannot be in public engagements and demonstrations, as it were. But one question I ask myself, looking at the strategy that the government employed in addressing the demonstrations, did they have to use that tactic? For me, I think the government was helpless, and therefore they had to look at all corners to ensure that they avert this. And in my early analysis, I told you that the government is using this strategy whereby once you hit the leader, the followers will disperse. And that is what they employed. They targeted arrests of different people, Babu Owino, Aladwa, who is in the hiding, Godfrey Osotsi. We also have Anthony Oluoch, and many other leaders, and many other MPs, or MCS for that matter. So this is a strategy that the government deployed to ensure that it curtails the movement around. Another thing that we can see is that the government employed extra constitutional means in dealing with Kenyans and also the leaders of this Azimio group. The government decided to ensure that it can abduct people and produce them more than 24 hours later before the courts. This was a strategy to buy time so that the 3-day ultimatum of these demonstrations can end, because they knew if we released these people earlier, they could have some time to plan and come against us in the end of the day. The other claim that we had is that Kalonzo Musyoka is under house arrest. For me, that was baffling, because Kalonzo Musyoka, while I respect him, for me, I believe he's not a person who is born for the streets. Because these are the same claims that he gave us during swearing in of Raila Odinga in 2018. They said they were under house arrest and they could not move. In fact, the question of Kalonzo Musyoka is a little bit baffling, because Kalonzo is known with these tricks. During swearing in of Baba, he said that he was under house arrest. Now there was this D-Day when they were supposed to come out. And in fact, in the eve of these demonstrations, he led Azimio leaders in making the necessary press conference that was given. What we realize is that Kalonzo Musyoka is slightly not a man of the streets. And therefore, we believed if Raila Odinga is not there, then the demonstrations will not take off well. You know, with the crowds, there is a possibility that these security personnel cannot directly come and attack people within these crowds. And therefore, they believe that the person who can hold that large crowd is only Raila Odinga. And therefore, if he is not there, the people who are their shield cannot be there. And that one makes them highly exposed. So the issue about Kalonzo Musyoka being under house arrest, I think that is totally none. That is totally untrue. Because if he was under house arrest, how would we have members of the diplomatic corps going to meet him in his residence? I think Kalonzo Musyoka is just being Kalonzo Musyoka. And therefore, that is how things went out. I believe that Kalonzo Musyoka and other Azimio leaders developed cold feet and did not want to risk their life going out against the brutal Ruto regime. That's my take. I don't know what you think about it. Please, let's get communicating down in the comment section. And also, please remember to subscribe to our channel. Thank you, and may God bless you.